Every marketer I know is stretch-themed. Too many channels, too many deliverables, never enough time, whether you're running a team or doing it all yourself. And that's why I'm so obsessed with Claude Skills. You teach it how your marketing works once and it just delivers every time. And so even with just a few Claude Skills, you can start building a marketing team with serious leverage. And so in this video, I will show you how to build your first AI marketing team using just Claude Skills. So everyone is talking about Claude agents, and yes, they are super powerful, but what enables them to be truly powerful is the expertise behind this agent, and that expertise is exactly what Claude Skills are. So when you're designing your skill library for your marketing team, these skills contain your best marketing knowledge, SOPs, your proven frameworks, your brand standards, and agents are now the team members who use that expertise. You can equip any agents with any combination of skills from your library. And that's what makes this powerful, because you build this library once and Claude acts as a team that runs on it, or even you can bring it to other AI models. So today we're building 5 skills that cover what most marketing teams would need: research and strategy, content creation, creatives, data analysis, and campaign presentation. Essentially, they will form a strong foundation as you build your marketing skill library over time. For this demo, we'll be using Cowork desktop, but if you prefer using Cowork, it's still fine. So first thing is to make sure you already got the skill creator tool installed, because this official skill is not built-in inside Cowork. I will put the official skill repo link, and also check out this video on how to install. So here we have already set up a project folder called Simple Home, which is the D2C e-commerce brand. And inside we have different folders. And the most important is the context file. So every time when you onboard a new client or you are an in-house marketer, these are the context file about the brand, the product, the audience, etc. So you can equip Claude with all the background information, and always include a Claude.md file. So these are just like a custom instructions for this project to guide how Claude should navigate your folder system. So I go much deeper on how to set up these context system inside our AI for Marketing program with all the templates. So if you're interested, you can find the link below to join. But for now, let's create our first skill, marketing research and strategy. So here inside the SOP folder, we already have this SOP document that the brand is already using for marketing research and building strategy reports. So now on Cowork desktop, select the same project folder for this brand, and then use this prompt to ask it to create a new skill called marketing research strategy that will use the Perplexity MCP or any search engines to do the in-depth research, and then follow these exact procedures from this SOP and generate a strategy brief. And by the way, make sure you already have the Perplexity MCP installed. I will put the link below. So now it is reading the SOP and context file, and also reading the skill creative file for the proper structure, and writing the skill file. And very quickly, we create our first skill for this marketing team. And you can always preview from an IDE. So it will define the workflows in detail in the skill, and also with useful references that this skill might use. And now whenever you need to use these skills, you can just type the / command inside Cowork, or you can let Claude to trigger it for you. So like in this case, I can just ask it to analyze a competitor. And the best thing is, for these type of tasks, you don't even need to repeat the brand context. It will start reading the brand context file and pull up the to-do list. It will trigger the exact workflow, calling the Perplexity search, and then generate a comprehensive report like this that is highly relevant to this brand, using the format we have defined. And everything is stored locally. And this is how Claude Skills can help to standardize your marketing workflow. Okay, this is just one way of creating your custom marketing skill. Another way is to give Claude some of your best references and marketing knowledge, so Claude can make it portable with that skill. So this time, let's create a social media content skill. So for example, we already have different past best social media content, and also the detailed best storytelling framework that we can extract from different experts in this subject matter. And then we will ask Claude to analyze these examples, understand the patterns, and create a reusable skill. So these skills will also use the Perplexity MCP to find the trending conversations to add the insights. And immediately, our second marketing skills is ready. So containing the detailed workflow on how to draft on brand social content using this proven storytelling framework and patterns. And you can see Claude also built reference file that these skills can use. And that means don't just tell, always show your best examples to generate better skill creation results. Now AI can do a lot of heavy lifting, but without human strategy and authenticity, you are just automating leverage. And that is exactly what this research, the Lead Marketing Landscape Report from HubSpot addressed. This is a free research report based on 1,800 plus marketers globally, built around lead marketing, a framework with 4 stages: express, tailor, amplify, and evolve. Instead of a linear funnel that just ends at the sale, it's a continuous cycle where humans lead strategy and AI helps personalize, distribute, and optimize. What I appreciate is that everything is backed by real data, not just opinions. My favorite part is the what top performers do different section. It's a breakdown of how the most successful teams are using AI. It proves that moving beyond low-level AI tools into AI-driven strategy and research is the secret for staying ahead right now. You can grab this report in the description below for free. And thank you HubSpot for sponsoring this video. Alright, let's create the third skill, creative designer skill. So this skill will use the Google Nano Banana model to generate different marketing creatives. So I'll put the link below to install the Nano Banana MCP. Again, give your expected behavior to Claude about what these skills will do. So these social creative designer skill will generate social media visuals using the Nano Banana model based on any given post copy or content direction. And notice how I include the default style and color palette for generating on-brand visuals, and also include a good prime example for it to follow. And now it's reading all the context file and then quickly create our third marketing skills with all the reference file as well. So let's quickly test it with these simple prompts to ask it to generate a social infographic about some educational topic. So with the specified style, layout, and color. And so it is now triggering the social creative design skills successfully and then calling the Nano Banana MCP tool to generate the final visual. And you see it did it. And this is quite impressive with the blueprint technical style. And so now our marketing team has equipped one more skills for making creatives using any style or materials that we define. Now using similar methods, we have built 2 more skills, a data analysis skills that gather the data input, analyze data sets, and generates a dashboard, and a campaign presenter skills that transform raw marketing materials into on-brand presentations or landing pages. And you can always create more than that based on your marketing team needs. Now I could demo each of these skills one by one, but let me show you something way more powerful, is using these skills together, because in the real world, no marketer works in a silo. Everything should be connected. So for example, this brand is launching a new campaign and needs some content. So we can give Claude a task to first create 10 social posts for this campaign on Instagram, and then design the corresponding campaign social creatives and save everything to a new folder called campaign launch. So first, Claude will read all the relevant context and now call the 2 skills, the social creative designer and the social media content skills, and pulling up the to-do list. So this is a multi-skill orchestration in action. So notice I didn't predefine how to split the work. Claude just look at the tasks and figure out the most efficient way to use them together. And then within 10 minutes, Claude has generated all the post draft and creative files successfully in the new folder. And then we can actually look inside. All the creatives have been generated and they look all on brand with the default brand style and color palettes defined in the skill. And you can also see Claude has generated in various formats, ratio, different post type for these campaign concepts to give more variety, which is very nice. And they also match the cozy feel for this soft home essential brand. And so even if you're just brainstorming about a creative concept, this can be very useful as Claude not just randomly generate these creatives, but also consider your brand context as well. Now for the social content for this campaign, it also follows the instructions to generate 10 Instagram launch posts with the format, caption details, and visual directions, which pair well with the generated social creative we just see. And what I really like is that it even includes the storytelling framework that it has used when generating this post draft. And this is why your skills is so important to give it relevant knowledge. And so everything everything can be aligned and not just a silo task. And these also work just like a mini brief for the team to follow up. So that was two skills working together on one task. But what happens when a task is much more complex? And this is where Claude doesn't just use your skill, but start to add like a team lead to assign tasks to agents. And there are actually two ways to do it. First, using sub-agents or your own custom defined sub-agents. So Claude will be the main agent to spin up sub-agents and assign each one a task, but they only report back to Claude, the team lead. So this is great when the tasks are mostly independent. The second way, using the latest agent teams feature. So Claude will create an agent team. These agents share a task list and can talk to each other before finalizing and report back to the team lead. And the biggest difference is that each of these agents is a separate section inside Claude Go. And this is helpful for really complex marketing workflows where agents need to share feedback. But note, it will cause much more token usage. For today's video, I'll focus on sub-agents. That is what you will use 90% of the time. Now, for example, I have a big quarterly review task for this brand. And so I will ask Claude to split it into 3 parallel tasks. Create a marketing strategy, do data analysis, and then combine these findings into a presentation deck. And so it will plan to use different custom skills for these 3 tasks using parallel sub-agents. So now it is calling the market research skill and do the perplexity research. And once this is finished, move on to the task number 2 for the dashboard building and calling the data analysis skill. And when everything is complete, it synthesizes both findings and start to build the presentation deck using the campaign presenter skills. So if you don't want to use the predefined custom agent, you can always let Claude to create different ad hoc sub-agents like this. And after like 10 minutes, all the deliverables are saved in a specific folder: the marketing strategy brief, the dashboard, and the presentation slide deck. So let's first take a look to the report. It is following the original SOP process we instructed, and all the pillar sections are included in this brief. And that is why the process is actually much more important than the actual research tool that you use. Now for the campaign performance dashboard, it is also well done, with all the key metrics using the brand color and style. The data charts are also pretty informative, with performance breaking down by each channel, with the use of different types of charts to increase the data storytelling impact. And what I particularly like is that this is fully interactive, where you can click on the specific metrics, sorting and highlighting. And now for the presentation deck, it is also pretty nice with a decent brand theme. And you can see it is combining both task 1 and task 2 insights into this slide with the performance recap, data chart, and also the research finding, as well as the quick wins recommendation. And you can always make changes to fit your narrative. So with just 3 core skills, you're kind of having 3 marketing assistants helping you to save time doing a lot of preparation work for complex tasks like this before you even dive deeper with your own insights. Now, if you're really interested in setting up the agent teams, you have to first enable it through the global Claude setting. So I will put the official link below. Then, whenever you want to use this new feature, you can just ask Claude to create an agent team with the 3 specialized teammates. And notice we will ask teammate 1 and 2 to review each other's work before finalizing. And so from Claude's plan, it will first set up a team structure, and then it will initiate different work phase, like the parallel work, and then the cross review and execution, where each of them share the feedback. And this is when the agent teams become useful. And so I always recommend asking Claude to give you these high-level plan first, because again, agent teams will cause much more token usage. So you can proceed only when you're happy with it. So far, we've built the skills, we've seen them work together, but what happens when you want to bring this entire skill library to a completely different brand project or even a completely different tool? And this is where Claude plugin comes in. So instead of upload the custom skill one by one, you can create your own custom plugin for distribution. Just think of it as a bundle package. So first, we ask Claude to package all the custom skills in this project into a reusable plugin called AI Marketing marketing skill. At the same time, we can also define our custom / command called landing page that will trigger a workflow to use both the marketing research skill and the presenter skill to build a landing page. A bonus tip is you can even package any of your custom agents in this plugin if you have any of them. So it will whip through the documentation, all the skills and reference file, and package them into a plugin format. So now as we onboard another brand, we can just select the project folder. So in this case, it's another brand, Spark Agency, and then click Add Plugin. So here you can import a third-party plugin from a GitHub repository or upload the zip file. And now we have all the skills that are ready to use for this new project, and that is the portability. So we can invoke any skills like what we did before, or we can just use any / command. So let's try the landing page / command and ask it to design a convincing homepage for this consultancy brand. And so you can see it will execute the same workflow, loading brand context, using the research skill, create the landing page research brief, and finally building the landing page. And so immediately you can quickly build a research-backed landing page for any project, and it will be on brand, and you can always fine-tune it inside Claude Code. Another bonus is you can bring the same set of plugins to Cowork as well, the absolute non-technical version of Claude Code for office work. So once the plugin has been installed, just invoke the skills like we did before. Like this case, we needed to analyze the dataset and build a presentation. And so it will follow the exact same workflow from the skill, and then you can see Claude just adapt these skills for this brand using another color scheme that we have specified. And this is the power of skill. You can just replicate the workflow into different brands and build different deliverables that are still on brand. So try this yourself and let me know how it goes. If you enjoyed this video, please also give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. I also invite you to join our growth community. Currently, we are running a workshop series about building AI system for marketing, where we will go much deeper. You can find the link below to join. I hope to see you there and join other AI native marketers. And before you go, also watch these 2 videos about Claude Cowork and Claude Skills to learn more about how the Claude ecosystem can help your marketing. I will see you next time.